It's a rainy day here in Carlsbad, and I tell you, my son loves rainy days, I believe, because his mom will make sure that he has every single thing that he needs. She made sure he had a coat this morning. He's got an umbrella. And also he was like, oh, well, we don't have any food in the house. Yes, we do. But he was able to get Starbucks. He was so excited. But when he walked into Starbucks, this was the thing that I said. He walked up and he said, Dad, I'll pay for it myself. And he went to do it and he made eye contact. I was proud of him in this. But his smile was lacking. And when he walked away from ordering, he did make eye contact. He paid for his stuff, all the stuff. And then I looked at him. I said, where's your smile at, boy? He said, oh, well, I said, no. I said, your smile gives you an unfair advantage, son. And it's Friday. Think of that. It's Friday. That's a great day. You got Starbucks on Friday. That's even better. But not only did you get Starbucks, but you got the little sandwich and you got the strawberry refresher. You got every single thing that you need. Plus, it's Friday, man. Put a smile on your face. And he just kind of smiled and he was like, oh, well, it's my teacher and I don't want to go see my teacher. And what I was saying to him is, son, if you make eye contact and you smile, it'll give you an unfair advantage in your life. It'll help you to be able to build friendships. See, friendships, and if you've heard me say this before, but membership will grant you privileges. But relationships and friendships will grant you access. And I want my son to understand that it's going to be the relationships and the friendships in his life that open doors, that, knock down walls, that break down barriers. And as I was thinking about that, I just got done with the weekend. I got to speak at BITAC, the hotel hospitality conference, where it brings together owners, it brings together vendors, and then it puts them in an environment where they become friends and they form relationships, like lifelong relationships. It's not just about the transaction, but the relationship. And BITAC is the best in the business at doing it. But the only reason why I got to speak at BITAC, which I got to deliver the keynote there, the only reason why is because my friend Nick, who happens to be the COO with Amaze Insights, and he told me, hey, there's this conference and I'd like you to come to it. We're sponsoring it back in March. So I come and I do it. And he lets me know that to be a keynote at this place, this is the crazy thing. To deliver a keynote at their convention, their audience is so powerful that they make the speakers pay $25,000 just to speak at the event. Think of that. It completely flips the script. Well, then I met Jay Viola and Rich Viola, and they started BITAC, and they've created this amazing company. And they asked me to come back and do the keynote there in Sarasota at the Ritz-Carlton this last weekend. It's for the Owners Summit. And so, the owners and the vendors, and I got to do that. And I was thinking, the only reason why I'm here is because a friend named Nick, and then I got two friends named Jay and Rich, and that's the reason why. And so it granted so much access. And I got a call while I was there at BITAC from a friend of mine. Her name is Kristen, and she is in Texas. And we met in high school, became friends, stayed friends throughout the years. And I got an opportunity, because of Kristen is my friend, that most people work their whole entire life to be able to have. And so I started to think about all the features and benefits of all this access that I get because of friendship. And what God stopped me this morning, and he just said, hold on for a second. You're focused on the wrong thing. You see, the only way in is friendship, although when you try to get in through friendship, you will be denied. And that hit me like a ton of bricks this morning, because God was letting me know that I was focused on the wrong thing. I was focused on the benefits of friendship. I was focused on all the access that I get from friendship, but not focused on the thing that he wanted me to. You see, in Proverbs 21, it flips the script on us and demands that, as opposed to searching for friends that will help us to open doors, that you become the friend that you're actually seeking. So why don't we get this party started?
Yeah, and this the vibe that raised us, made us, saved us. Love so strong that the hard times praised us. From base life roots to the freeway nights, we turn small grooves into launch pad flights. Yeah, this the vibe that raised us, made us, saved us. Love so strong that the hard times praised us. From base life roots routes to the freeway nights. We turn small rooms into launchpad flights. We begun surfing waves too low, made our own rules everywhere we go. Held tight to the truth that our parents declared. Anything is possible, the love stayed there. Now Rob's daughter ballin' on the end scene. Ole scene, Will's kids live dreams we never could have seen. This the vibe that raised us, made us, saved us. Love so strong that the hard times praised us. From base life roots to the freeway nights, we turn small rooms into launchpad flights.
I hope that you could see me there. There we go. You could see me halfway. But let me get out of this one. Friendship is a wild thing because when we focus on friendship, everything opens. But when we focus on all the doors that are open because of friendship, they have the tendency to close. And you've been around that guy. We've all had that friend in our life that you know that they're only there. And maybe we can't even call them a friend, but you know that they're only there because the advantage that they're going to get from you. And then when the advantage leaves, then the friendship leaves. We've all had this happen. But what I want to encourage you as we go into the holidays is there's people that you're going to be around that need the type of friend that we all are seeking, and it comes through us. And this was where God smacked me in the face this morning with Proverbs 21. And he was helping me to understand that, there are traits, there are things that we need to put in play to be able to be that type of friend. And the greatest example is when you spend time with God and see the type of friend that he is. And so let's dive right into it. Well, I want to give a huge shout out first to Rich and to Jay for BITAC, a phenomenal convention. If you're in the hospitality industry and you have not been to BITAC, I mean, I tell you, you're missing out. It comes from an invitation. These guys invite the people and they curate the room and then they curate the tables and they have you sit at the tables, and it's always different tables that you're sitting at. They have game night. They have, a charity worked into that. It's unbelievable. Great people. Phenomenal convention. And huge shout out to my friends and my buddy Blake that I met. He really made my day. Amanda, and it's spelled with an E. Amanda, it was great to talk with you. And also, too, I got Brittany reached out to me yesterday on LinkedIn, and it just meant the world to me. She said that she listened to the podcast, and I want to tell you, it was just incredible. And I saw you, Brittany, connecting with people, and not just from a business perspective, but from a real heart-centered place, and I just want to tell you that you're amazing. So let's dive into Proverbs 21, and it lists off the features or the traits on what it means to be the type of friend that we're all seeking, right? In verse 1, to be a great friend, you must please God, and to do this is by giving him your heart, right? So think of that. We got to be a great friend, to the basis of all of it, the foundation of all of it, to be a great friend, you got to please God. All right. But how do we please God? Well, we please God by spending time with him and giving him our heart. Let me click something real quick. There we go. That means that we're live there. And imagine this, like if you truly want to be a great friend, like you have to have a foundation and a relationship with the one who made you, who is the greatest friend of all. So that way, when you're spending time with him and you're seeing his words, his actions, they're in line, you start to respect him. When you respect him, then he gives you wisdom. That wisdom will give way to knowledge. That'll give way to understanding, insight, discretion, discernment, discipline, strength, and it'll lead you right back to the respect of him. And that wisdom cycle will help you to be the greatest friend in the entire world. Let's go to verse number 2, is just check your motives. I think this is a big one because I have to check this all the time. Am I being this person's friend? Am I listening to them because I want something from it? Or am I doing it because I want to truly contribute to them? And this is a tough one. None of us are perfect, and you're going to go through this time, especially during the holidays. You're going to go you're going to be nice to a person because maybe they are important to your wife or important to your husband, and that it's going to gain you some sort of benefit. Just check your motives. I mean, I tell you, our motives as a human being is never going to be completely clear and completely pure but just check the motives. Know where you're at in this part. This was a very interesting one because it was mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in 5 different verses, and it's doing right is greater than sacrifice, and this was emphasized those 5 times. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty. Important, I guess you would say. But what I gained from it was there's a lot of times where people will justify, like I'll justify my actions because of the result that I get. And then I say from the result that I get, then I'll give a portion back. And what God is saying is I would much rather you not give me a portion back of a result that you got from doing wrong. Just do right. And even if it means that you end up with less and you can give less, I'm good with that. And this part is it's a very, very tough one because in business, in relationships, and all these aspects, we have the tendency to justify because the end result becomes so much that, hey, we can give more if I just do this, if I just fudge a little bit. And what God is saying is, I don't want you to fudge at all. I just want you to do the right thing. And that's I don't know about you, but sometimes that's a tough time because sometimes I don't want to do the right thing. The right thing the other day was to keep my cool. I went to the airport and went to pick up my buddy James's wallet, and I asked the lady, if the wallet was there, was it lost and found? And she was just very rude. And I just listened to her, and she was very rude. She kept doing it, and then bang, I just burst, and I just let her have it. Now, it wasn't the right thing to do. She was probably having a rough day, but I didn't do the right thing. I could have kept my cool. I could have, calmly done it, but I straight turned into Karen, pushed my hair up in the back and just went at her. And I didn't only just go at her with, what I was angry with. I went at her like on a personal level too. And I was hot. So I would suggest that you do the right thing. Don't become the Karen in the airport like I was. She actually called the cops on me. A police officer walked up and I was just an idiot. But I was asking the cop. I was like, "Are you gonna arrest me for her giving bad personal service?" Because she was rude. She was nasty. She was nasty to me the whole entire time. But it didn't give me the right to step outside of what I knew to be true, which was to do the right thing. So I'm the bad one here today. In verse 4 and 24, envy, pride, and ego. These 3, when they're on the scene, they're never good. They're always friends. They're always hanging out. Envy generally brings pride, and then pride brings ego. They hang out together. They're 3 friends that hang out together. They come to your party, and they always spoil the party. So just be conscious of it, and this means that we're content in what we have, that when we that'll stop envy. Envy gives way to pride. Pride is just, puffing out your chest and thinking, trying to act like you're bigger than who you are. And then there's ego. Ego steps in, and those 3 friends, honestly, if they end up at the party, leave the party, or just try and lock them out before they come, because nothing ever turns out well when those 3 are on the scene. In verse 5, 25, and 26, diligence and patience are a must. Diligence is doing right work, and patience, we all know what it is, and I didn't have it the other day at the airport, so, I probably wasn't the greatest example of friendship in that, but diligence and patience are a must when you're wanting to be the type of friend that we're seeking out, right? And I tell you, if you seek out the features and benefits of friendship, as opposed to just being a great friend, most of the things that you're seeking after will be denied or they won't be long-lasting. So in verse 6 and 23 is speaking life is an unfair advantage. Speaking life is just using somebody's name and then something specific that that inspired you about them. And this one was a massive one because this is what I based the whole thing at ByTac about, was speaking life. And this can light a fire or light a organization on fire. Most of the people in our lives have silent sacrifices. They've done things to be able to get to the point. You all that are listening right now, there's things that you've sacrificed that your kids don't know. You've sacrificed that your spouse doesn't know. You've sacrificed that the people at your work don't know. If you're an owner in a business, you're silent sacrificing all the time. But when we're recognized for a few of those small silent sacrifices, it lights people on fire. And the way that you do that is by speaking life, using their name as something specific that you saw. I met a woman named Margie, and we talked, and she talked about her grandma name and her husband's grandpa name. And then got to do something special for them, which was really cool, and connected with them. But it was personal. It can't be faked. And so, the friendship, the access that you're looking for through the friendship is, we have to turn it around and ask ourselves, are we creating access to the people and being a great friend to every single person around us? And that's what God was asking me this morning. In verse 9 and 19, godly gain is invaluable. Even if it's the smallest amount of gain with that it's the right thing, I tell you, it's the best thing. And so be okay with this. This is where I get challenged a lot, is because honestly, I've always been a next big thing kind of guy, next up, focus on the future, move forward, all these things. But I have the tendency to get the cart before the horse at times, and I want more. And when I want more, God is saying, like, a very small amount that's the right thing is so much more valuable. It's more potent that way. In verse 10 and 11, paying attention brings wisdom. Paying attention, I love this, because to give attention to something, right, is different than paying attention. Paying attention means that you sacrifice something. And giving attention means that you're not giving anything of value. You're not exchanging anything of value. And so when you pay attention, when you pay for it, when you sacrifice something to give the attention to something, it brings wisdom, which is the right use of knowledge. All wisdom comes from the fear of God. So in verse 13 and 14, generosity saves. It saves you when you need it. So when you give generosity, there's going to be a time where you need generosity, and if you've given it, it'll save you. If you haven't, it'll probably be kind of challenging for you. So in verse 15 and there was one other verse in this, I think it was 19, is doing the right thing brings joy. Joy is not happiness. Happiness is circumstantial. I get this, I'm happy. Joy is the art of falling in love with your current circumstances and allowing magic to happen. Doing the right thing will bring joy. It'll get you content. It'll bring you into the present. It'll stop envy, which will stop pride, which will stop ego, right? It'll keep those friends at the door and stop them from ruining your party. This one was pretty important because it was mentioned in 4 verses, 16, 17, 20, and 29, is take thought of the future. Taking thought of the future is just diligence. I love the meanings of words, and when I found out that diligence, which I didn't use that much, is just prudence, diligence is right work, but prudence is the thought of the future. I never used the word prudence. I thought it was a bad word. I thought it was silly. I didn't like the word at all, but I love it now because it's just thought of the future. If you take thought of the future in every single thing that you do, if you're making friends and you take thought of the future, if you want to be the greatest friend, you take thought of the future. You're building your business, you take thought of the future. You're building your marriage, take thought of the future. Things change. So in verse 21, righteousness and love bring prosperity and honor. Imagine that. Most of us want prosperity and honor, but we got to realize that righteousness and love bring those things. Love is something that we should all have filled up in our heart, and God is love. Righteousness is spending time with that one who is love, and then he'll tell you what the right thing to do at the right time is for the right reasons. That's what righteousness is. And so when we spend time with God, he'll fill us up with love and fill us up with righteousness, and then we'll get the prosperity and the honor which we're focused on. We'll never need to focus on it anymore. We'll just focus on God and that relationship with him. In verse 22, wisdom brings great strength. And most of the time we think that we need to work out our muscles, or we need to work out these muscles or those muscles, or get great at business or get great at friendship and all these things. And what God is saying is wisdom will bring great strength. And wisdom is the right use of knowledge, and the beginning of all wisdom starts with the fear or respect of God, and that's just spending time with him. So if you spend time with God, then it'll bring great strength, right? And in verse 28 is listen fast and speak slow. This is something that my mom said to me all the time, or you heard from your teachers. You got 2 ears, got 1 mouth. Listen fast, speak slow. In verse 30, wisdom, insight, and plans still need God to work. So get this, wisdom, which is the right use of knowledge, if you have wisdom, which you couldn't have wisdom because the beginning of all wisdom is the fear of God, you couldn't have wisdom, but wisdom, insight, and plans are no match for just spending time with him. And so he wants you to understand you can have all the traits, all these things that we listed off, but if you don't have the power of a relationship with him, none of that stuff is going to work. And that's the hard thing. That's the hard thing to realize. And as we finish up, is preparation is good, but the victory is always in the Lord. And that's verse 31. Preparation is good. And we need to prepare with all the things that we were just talking about. But the victory is always in the Lord. And so we want to make sure that, obviously that we're doing the right thing. God will lead you to do the right thing. But first of all, and foremost is make sure that we have a foundation of just spending time with him. We are given the traits that will help us to be a great friend, although none of them will work if you don't spend time with God. And so membership gives you privileges. Relationships grant you access. But if you truly want the secret ingredient to be a great friend and to be able to have those relationships and to be able to sustain those relationships over time, you got to have a right relationship with God. And the right relationship with God is just spending time with him, because his righteousness that comes from his love is only available from one place, and that's just spending time with him. So I invite you to do that. I want to give a huge shout out to all my friends that have granted me so much access, and I just want to be a better friend. I want to be a better friend. I want to read these things over, and I want to make sure that I'm doing those things in all of your lives, and that I'm granting access to things that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise, because I've been so blessed with so many people. Kristen, thank you so much. Rich and Jay, thank you so much. Nick Horgan, thank you so much. There's so many friends in my life that have granted me access, and I want to do that for each and every person that I come in contact with. And I invite you to do that, especially through the holidays. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure and check out the Vibe Room. It's coming March 11th. It's already on its way to selling out. And it's going to be here in Carlsbad. It's going to be amazing. But subscribe, click the link and subscribe, leave a review, do all those things and share it with a friend. My name is Kelly Cardenas, and I'm officially off the hot seat. Peace, love, and soul.
Yeah. And this the vibe that raised us, made us, saved us. Love so strong that the hard times praised us. From base life roots to the freeway nights, we turn small grooves into launch pad flights. Yeah, this the vibe that raised us, made us, saved us. Love so strong that the hard times praised us. From base life roots to the freeway nights, we turn small rooms into launch pad flights. We begun surfing waves too low, made our own rules everywhere we go. Held tight to the truth that our parents declared. Anything is possible, the love stayed there. Now Rob's daughter ballin' on the end scene, Olay scene. Will's kids live dreams we never could have seen. This the vibe that raised us, made us, saved us. Love so strong that the hard times praised us. From base life roots to the freeway nights, we turn small rooms into launch pad flights.